Hey guys, and welcome to another First Impressions video. Today we are looking at Entity Researchers, which is a roguelike micromanagement adventure game. That's the best way that I can describe this. There is no options in the way of video or sound or anything. It just literally boots you into the game. It doesn't work with a mouse and keyboard at all. It is purely controller based. And that does leave a few issues, which I'll talk about when we get into the game. There's a lot to it, and it's not explained in the best way. It kind of comes up with constant tooltips, but because of the pixel art style, it's quite hard to read. The writing's very small, and there's a lot of it. To make it a bit overwhelming, and I'm kind of just going through and clicking things, but I don't know what I'm doing, and it's just kind of leaving me a bit disconnected. But we're going to jump into the game and see what it's all about, see how it works. Like I said, there's no options at all. So when you start in, you've got this screen here, which is what you use to upgrade yourself and essentially make you stronger and able to do more things. You've got a scan option, you've got 2 attacks, and you've got all these wonderful things that you can do. So you've got the database, which shows you these different entities, shows you what they're weak against, shows you what they are strong against. And then you've got here, which are your different missions, right? So they're all different things that you've got to do with star level on how difficult they are to complete. And they're always changing, which is sort of interesting. Now, like I say, your mouse doesn't work at all. It is purely controller, which means that selecting the different options and stuff feels slow, feels frustratingly slow, and, you know, I'm not really a fan of that. You've got your moves here, which is where you move them down and you can select them, and then you've got different items that you can pick up along the world and you equip them in your loadout, and it can give you more attack, more luck, more speed. And that's basically it. I've not seen any of these ERX head, arms, body, or legs yet. So I don't know what they're going to be like. There's apparently 150 things in this game to scan. So there's a lot to do. The UI kind of reminds me of early Command & Conquer. Right? It's nothing like Command & Conquer because it's not an RTS, but it reminds me very much of that. The music and soundtrack is very, very 80s, very Tron, very synthwavy. And it's not terrible. It kind of reminds me of a very cheesy 80s film. But we're going to select we're going to jump straight into a mission. So we're in the game, and the first big problem I've got with this is that you've got to move in a certain way, right? And you can only do that with the controller, which makes it a bit awkward because it doesn't move the way you would expect it to. This is the combat, which is turn-based. And basically what you've got to do is you've got to, like, defeat the entities that you've got there, right? I'm attempting to scan it. It's quite difficult. I'm not going to lie. It's not the easiest in the world, and you've only got a certain amount of time to do it. And if you're not careful, you will die, which is not ideal. So as you can see, it's all turn-based, and it doesn't give you a lot of time to react, right, at all. And I'm going to die here. Once you die, you start again on the level, and you've got to basically, like, this is where the roguelike, you've got 2 different settings. Well, you've got normal and you've got hard. Hard resets you with no loot in and stuff like that. So there is a challenge to it. This combat, I'm not sure I'm okay with. I don't know. It seems a bit. Seems a bit too out of my control, right? I've got 50% of the research done on this, so I can continue scanning it, and once I get to 100, then I know what its weaknesses and stuff are. which is fine. Scan complete. There you go. So again, a stats point whenever I do that. And then you basically got to kill these entities, and you've got to go through and basically clear the level. They've got 150 different of these entities that you've got to do. So there's a lot to keep you busy in this game, and there's a lot of things to move through. You do have a mini-map in the corner, which is nice. It's something you don't often see. But like I was saying, with the movement here, you can only use your left stick. And I can't help but feel like movement would be a lot better if this was mouse and keyboard. In fact, this entire game would be better if it was done for mouse and keyboard instead of controller. Controller, see, it feels very sluggish, very disconnected. It makes you want to rip your eyes out. Assigning your points is a little bit odd as well. And then you can come back to this screen at any time. But that means, I don't know if that means I've just ended and that's the end. Like, it doesn't explain anything. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of pressing buttons and hoping for the best. So I don't know. Like, the game, for me, the game has a lot of potential. But honestly, it feels kind of not there yet. So if you press Y, it aborts the job completely. Just if you happen to misclick and click Y, it aborts the job 100%. You've got this really weird movement system, and you discover some of the map as you go along, right? And like I say, you don't get a lot of time. So if you're trying to scan it and it doesn't go within that thing within the time, then you miss your go. So I think that the turn-based could probably be a bit better. The combat, it doesn't make me want to play. Like, the game, it feels like one of those games that could be incredibly fun, and it just isn't because it's been poorly executed, right? It just doesn't feel connected. Like, I've got no connection to the player that I'm playing. I've got no investment in it. I'm just doing it because I've been thrown in and told to do it. And I don't know, like, it seems like it's got no direction. You know, like, you're just thrown into these levels, but there's no story behind each level. And it kind of feels like there is a story to it, but you don't get to find out what that story is. You just know that there's these things that have taken over the planet, and you've got to beat them. And then with really bad movement and a lot to take in very early on, it just makes me feel like I don't really want to play it anymore. And that's really bad of me. And I know that's really bad of me. But a game's got to get you invested. I kind of like the challenge of hitting the point in the spot, but it feels like you can take so much damage before that it again, it eliminates the challenge of it, right? I've got no stamina, so I can't do that. So I can't do those moves because you need stamina. So there's a stamina thing to it as well. I don't know. I feel like this game misses the point, or misses the bar a little bit. I feel like it could probably be amazing, and it could get you really invested if they worked a bit more on the story and a bit more on the mechanics of everything. And for the love of all that's fuck, please make it keyboard and mouse. I feel like if this was keyboard and mouse, it would be a lot better. It would feel a lot smoother. It would make the menus and the choices and everything that you do make more sense. But there you are, guys. This is Entity Researchers, where you basically go around and you've got to research things and do stuff and kill these entities and save the planet, I guess. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if this is a game that you would play, because honestly, I'm not feeling it, guys. I'm not. I feel like it's too easy to level up early on, and you don't really gain anything. Like, it doesn't show you anything you're gaining. It doesn't make you feel like you're progressing. You're just getting these random points and getting these random items that you can give to yourself. And there's so many things that you can give to yourself. You just don't see an improvement. So it's the challenge comes in the bars and hitting that before your timer runs out. But outside of that, there is no challenge to this game. And that's what it's missing. It's missing challenge and it's missing story. But like I say, guys, don't forget to leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up in the video if you like what you see. Subscribe if you haven't. We're very close to 580 subs. And yeah, have a great Sunday, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And hope to see you all next time. Thank you very much. Ciao, ciao.